While I'm trying to describe our models, you are mostly welcome to ask questions, and then we could take it from there. As I said before, we have been trying to promote or promoting this refurbishment kind of job within the last 5 years. And what I'm saying is that this model works for us because there is no public capital or subsidies in this, and it was a task from the mayor and the city council that if you are to promote sustainable development, so you have to make it economically sustainable as well. So it was just, so some kind of a challenge. So a lot of works concerns organizing target groups, organizing stakeholders and stuff. I don't know if you could, we could go to other slides, or
just give me a call.
I cannot do that. Well, the main task is cluster making and creating interaction between the stakeholders. Selling the idea when you don't have any money on your pocket, so you have to persuade the stakeholders that there will be a good business case for them to join the cluster. I did divide the communication effort on two sections. One at homeowners and as I call them, end consumers of the concept, and one side, and the stakeholders, artisans, bank, financial sector, and project leaders on the other side. And in cooperation, we build up two different concepts for energy refurbishment of private homes. That I have to tell you that the concept for the social building associations is not presented in this presentation material because we did it by making cooperation with ELINA, this European investment bank scheme, and it is ongoing. The refurbishment job is ongoing. It's a quite different system. You don't have to have any of the inhabitants except for initiating energy refurbishments on the apartments and these three other targets that I just mentioned, private condominiums and private homes, and these two sections are you have to get agree with the homeowner. So if you could please go to the next slide. Well, to me, the main task consists of communicating the message of the refurbishment, and do the communication very sharp and keen, depending on who your audience are. Are we going to the next one?
Yeah. Oh wow.
I cannot see this slide number 2. I wish.
It doesn't seem to be moving slides, Jonathan. I don't know if it is on your screen.
Oh. How about that?
No, I have only the first page.
Is that caught up now?
No.
Yeah, we're getting.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of communication, bringing the message to the local community, I think to begin from the very end, the most challenging task for us has been to motivate homeowners towards our refurbishment schemes. So I have used a lot of resources promoting energy refurbishment of the private properties at the homeowners. Yes, if you could please, this just the slide indicates the kind of media we have been using, and then training programs for the one-stop shop organizations. I will get back to it when we get to the chart on one side and homeowners on the other.
When it says artisans there, is that the contractors, the builders?
Yeah, contractors and subcontractors, right? We have organized them on a so-called one-stop shop organization, in order just to make it smooth and very clear for the homeowners, because one of the barriers showed up to be the confusion and the relationship between the homeowner and different artisans. They couldn't actually cope with it, homeowners. Then I said, well, what if only one person you will be dealing with, for what your refurbishment project consists? That could help. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's why we build up this one-stop shop organization, but to build it up, it's a process by itself. It's also communicating and visualizing the business possibilities and business potentials for them. Step by step, building the organization up.
Yeah.
Could please go to the other? We have only 20 minutes. Yeah. You see, this is the training sessions for bank advisors. Well, the concept in brief for the private homeowners begins with a free of charge energy consultancy by an energy advisor, and he or she prepares a renovation or refurbishment report for the homeowner, and the homeowner brings it to his bank, and the bank now can understand the context of the report, and based on that, according to and in accordance with the single homeowners credibility, they would decide how many of these actions written and described in the action plan, the report from the energy advisor, should be implemented. And this, yes, this slides, I have been, making these training sessions for 8 different banks in the local community, and going early in the morning before the customers get into the bank, and just talk to the employees and describe the case, and again telling them that could be a business potential for the banks as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
Going to number 7, please. Please do ask if any questions appears. And what I had success with was that the banks, were also advertising the refurbishment project, on the television, inside the bank and in the windows, and they really promoted the project. Go to the next, please. Yes, this is this free of charge energy advisor. His function is financed by the local utility, electricity and district heating, because they are obliged to give service to their customers, also regarding energy efficiency. So it suits me very well, to bring him in, the energy advisor, into the project.
Great.
Well, this is the overall description of the one-stop shop concept. We have had a demand that the scheme must be transparent and very simple and very flexible to the homeowner, because we don't only have focus on actions related to energy savings. If the homeowner wishes to have a new bath or kitchen, and it doesn't give that much kilowatt hours of heat or electricity saving, it doesn't matter. For us, it's important to have to prepare a holistic kind of refurbishment plan for the homeowner, because we're also interested in creating activities in the local community, generating jobs for the artisans and stuff. And that's where the expression of flexibility comes. I have even talked to some car dealers and said, well, what if I could persuade some homeowners to change their old cars to more energy efficient private hybrid or electric cars? Would you finance that and under the same package? And they would.
Brilliant.
So yeah, it has been. I mean, you use plenty of time negotiating and getting in dialogue with the stakeholders on one side and the customers or end consumers on the other.
And do you have a single main contractor for each householder?
We have different main contractors.
Yeah.
At least two. I have two consortiums of main contractors, and they have their own subcontractors. Well, I will explain it when we go to the chart. Depending on it's a single house or a condominium.
Yeah.
Could we please go to the next? Yes. Look, this is the first diagram describing the one-stop shop organization and the approach. When you get the material, so you can see more details. It's divided into different steps, beginning with step 1 and ending up at step 7. And having this idea and take it to the one-stop shop organization and the banks, and getting in dialogue with them whether the system was durable, and we have been discussing every single step and who is doing what and in what in what range. And we ended up having a modified model that will come later, but I can explain it that I was thinking of building up a kind of one-stop shop financing model, meaning that the subcontractors and the main contractors could be the ones who finance the refurbishment, and then the homeowner could pay back to them. But they didn't think it was a very good idea, because they have their own work. They couldn't play financing sector or banks, and they would just have the job. They wouldn't get involved with the financial part of it. If you go, please, quickly to slide number 12.
Yeah.
Yes, you see, this is the modified model for one-stop shop organization for condominiums. As you can see, the one-stop shop finance on the right side has disappeared, because that was the only way we could do that. Preparing a entire refurbishment plan, and due to the preparation of the financial sector, training sessions for the banks and stuff, we would leave the financial part to the banks. If you could please go back to 11. This is the one-stop shop model, or the model in general for private homes. Also divided into different steps, and it both for both condominiums and private homes, the very first, initial action is being contacted by the energy advisor that will prepare a refurbishment report and bring it back to the homeowner, and then homeowner will be, and as well, I have, they have this energy advisor has to listen more than he talks, so to speak. You have to
Yeah.
you have to meet the homeowner's desires of any kind. You shouldn't just have focus on energy saving stuff. Everything. I've been, if you need some gardening, if you know the garage or a carport, whatever, please bring it to the project and mention it in the refurbishment report. Talking refrigerator, washing machines, whatever, lighting systems, whatever, insulation, and other stuff, and then leave it to the customer or the homeowner on one side, and his or her bank or financial institution on the other, to decide which steps they should take, and which actions the bank would finance. According to my experiences, some overall or deep renovation projects for private homes, there have been dialogue. There's been the dialogue between the bank and the customer. So the bank has said, look, let's take the most the lowest hanging fruits first. Some particular actions related to energy, and when you have this savings both in form of energy and also money, reduced energy bill, then we will implement other projects, and some other for some other homeowners, they will go right through everything. They can borrow at any means, and the work can begin. No any questions so far?
Just to clarify on that one,
please.
So what you were saying there was that for some homeowners, that the bank, when kind of in conversation with them, will decide that it maybe only makes sense for them, or that their ability to access credit is only sufficient to cover the lower hanging fruit. But for other homeowners, and is that purely based on essentially their wealth, about whether, just to get an idea of how the bank are making those decisions, or is it based? So are they making a decision based on how much they will loan for a given project? Based on
thank you. It's a good question. It's a combination of both. The most important thing is the customer's credibility, and having this, we call it in Denmark, free value on the private property. So the private property and the value of the private property in itself is a very solid warranty for borrowing money, right? On one side, and on the other, having held these training sessions for the banks, we have really struggled to create a kind of understanding, and in the financial sector, to help the customers and to help the local community. And as I said to them once, look, the artisans are also your customers to the banks. So if you could get it a little bit easier on homeowners, and providing as I call it, soft loans, or at the favorable interest rate, and we can make the the wheels to run, and everybody will be happy. So it's a combination of both. Would it be the answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another question. To take
please.
Yes, to take part in this program, are the owners have to obtain a minimum goals or targets of energy efficiency, or it doesn't matter? Is how?
Look, since there is no public money involved, right? So we couldn't demand any measures for the volume of the energy efficiency. But the report, I could forward you a energy advisory report in which every action is written in priority, and by priority means the actions whose potential for energy savings are greatest, right? But we leave that part to the customer. Of course, being an energy city, we would like to perform as much energy savings as possible, and we will promote it. But that wouldn't be the only condition for initiating energy renovation, because we have to listen to the guy sitting in with a wallet in his pocket. I mean, the homeowner. We have to meet his or her wishes, whatever they want. Does it make sense?
Thank you.
It'd be good to, and if you could send an example report after the session, that'd be great, and we can circulate it
the
around.
energy renovation report?
Yes.
Okay. Just write it down. Yes, and this report also contains, a kind of thermographic survey of the building, in order to convince the homeowner. Say these windows are all too old, so do something about it. Could we get to the 12, please? I don't know what I did with my own version. Yes, as I said, our dialogue and negotiations with the stakeholders and the banks ended up believing in this model, this modified model that actually is operating now. Not in that volume that I would wish, but we have 3 cases that I'm using as showcases, in order to make some appetizer projects for other condominiums. It's very complicated when you deal with condominiums, because many people has to be agree. But that's the challenge. It's much easier when we're talking now single homes, single family homes. Could you please go to 13? 13? Yes. Again, raising awareness has been the heaviest part of the job. I have sent this number of letters to cooperative housings and landowners and homeowners, condominium associations, having face-to-face meeting with the board of condominiums, and again, emphasizing the benefits of allowing the homes to get refurbished. The value of the property would maintain or rise, and the quality of life would rise, and they would be able to utilize the property much better due to this, cold windows and stuff. Then they could enlarge, they could, make other inner arrangement. Yes, use any means possible to promote this. Are we going to 14?
Yeah.
Please. Yes, and I was getting more and more frustrated, because the amount of energy I was using on this project didn't correspond to the feedback from the homeowners. So I asked some colleagues from the nearby university to make a survey. What how can we turn these homeowners on? And they get out to the field and made some interviews and came with some advice to us how to better perform. Because, as I said, these end consumers are the key actors. If they don't react upon our proposals, nothing will happen. So this is just a few pages of the survey. I have it also in English. If you could be interested, I could forward it to you as well.
And this was useful, and that helped the targeting.
Well, we use just some conclusions, but it wasn't that obvious that I wanted it to be honest. It was a kind of academic survey, and I couldn't really relate to it somehow. So very welcome to get it if you want to.
Often the way.
So let's go to the 15 then. Yes, we made this gap analysis. What is it in the chain value thing is missing or lacking, and how we could bring things together in order to make success. And we have been doing this capacity building on different level, and going to this Danish Energy Agency that showed a great interest in our scheme. I was in Copenhagen and describing the process as I am describing to you in Danish, which is a little bit easier, but and they wanted to support us, and they asked whether they could use it. Of course, I mean I have no monopoly on the solution that works for us, so it's free for use, and it would just make me happy if someone can make it work. You go into 16.
Next slide.
Yes, please. Yes, I'm a very precaution kind of guy. When I go to talk to these subcontractors or main contractors, I would like to have the agreement on paper and have it signed. So I know where to have these guys, just in case. And in order to do that, I have prepared some collaboration agreements that I did not at the first meeting, probably at the second or third meeting, and we both signed and what conditions we are collaborating within the frame of this innovate.
Fantastic.
Project.
Next slide.
Right, please. Yeah, this is one of the showcases, condominium, 180 units, and this one-stop shop organization is really challenged. Taking care of every single wishes from every single flats, and keep this holistic view on the entire project as the refurbishment project, and that's what makes it interesting, because not two homeowners had the same refurbishment project.
Yes.
Speaking of activities, go please to the 18. We can take our time now. Well, this is the entire story about the refurbishment kind of stuff. Information to the people, and having this advisory on the right side on the top, and of course the financing part, and carrying the refurbishment job carrying out. Could you please go to the next? Yes, you see, these are the challenges and issues. Said, well, funding is not the only issue. It isn't. Not for us. For us, the issue is putting the refurbishment in homeowners' mindset. They, they are very keen about what type of car they would be driving or changing, using plenty of money on transportation on our private thing, and getting south in the summertime. But as soon as you go to the property, I say, don't you want to do something about your property? And they would just say, I'm not sure, probably, I don't know. And I really use this kind of comparison as an example. So look, you're obliged to check out the performance of your car by legislation in Denmark every second year, and there is no payback, there is no value when you buy a car at 300,000 Danish kroner. Within 10 years, you probably be forced to just pay some 5,000 Danish kroner to get rid of it. But you don't care. But as soon as it gets to your home, you are so precaution. How is this? But it has to do something with people's way of thinking. So it is a little bit challenging.
Yeah. That's like,
you see, and in some senses, they when we go promoting energy innovations, they say, what is it to you? It is my home. It is my money. It's they think they just feel like getting entrapped in the private life and and their priorities. So you don't have to play kind of grandfather for me. I said, look, it has to do with the way we operate as a community in the local society, and the jobs, and the artisans, and the quality of life, the climate. And I know I have a lot of arguments, and I hope that at least one of these arguments could work, and then you have a customer. We go to the yes. This communication is the very, very, very important part of it. Regardless of the target group, whether it's banks, artisans, whoever, it is very important just to describe things and be honest, not showing off anything. Say, look, everybody would win from this. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Is there any more slides?
No, that's the last slide. Can
I
just, before we throw questions,
sure.
How many refurbishments have you done? How many properties so far?
Well, in 2018, we could perform some 700, some 30. I could find it if I had access to my documents. And now we are operating, this social association, it goes so well.
Yeah.
But these two other segments, private condominiums and private homes, they are not performing just as well. But I don't have the number for 18 because I haven't collected it yet. No, sorry, for 19 up to now. But well, approximately we're talking 500 in average private homes.
And how many? They're private homes.
Yes, I may have the.
No, just to give an idea.
Yeah, just a moment. I have just reported to the city council. I may have the numbers and the investment that's generated. This is my evaluation plan. Every year I report to the city council. How we have been performing on carbon dioxide reduction and integration of sustainable energy in the grid, and what was the one? CO2, carbon, and renewables. Private projects.
I think we've not got long left, so don't worry about the exact figures, but hundreds is a good baseline. Right, there you go.
Yes. Well, the way I make my survey, report, every report, I I calculate the amount of carbon dioxide saved, and the amount of energy in megawatt hours saved, and the investment consumed in every action area, so to speak, because energy refurbishment of the properties is one of the topics we are operating. We are looking into fossil and solar